Okay guys, so finally, new tutorial. Apologize, life got out of hand. We're gonna make a little mini pendant using this small blue labradorite and that faceted moonstone. Um, we're gonna start with 5 pieces of 24 gauge sterling silver, like probably 4 inches a piece. I'm not sure. As normal, I'm not famous for measuring. Oh, and then we're gonna start with say a 3 foot piece of 30 or 32 gauge for detail. Um, use nylon pliers to straighten our wire. And now we'll grab the piece of detail wire. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the longest of our frame wires, the 24 gauge in this. I'm going to wrap around it between 5 and 10 times depending on the size of your cab. This becomes variable depending on what you're working on. I'm going to add in wrapping the one wire up over and having it come out or then wrapping out underneath both of them. Adding in one. It's gonna come up and over. So, and then go back behind it between the bottom one, which is the first one, and the second one. Similar thing on this. And then up and over the top two, number 4 and 5. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the bottom one, or number 1, down all the way. I'm also going to bring in the wire so each time it's on this part going down, you bring it in, down, 2, and then it comes back towards you over the one, that. So hard to get focus on this. Over the one you wrapped it out on. We will do this similarly again, wrapping it underneath the second one, which is now pretty much the bottom one. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap around that 5 times. Well, actually it might be 4, it depends. When you get it right, it will tie up like that. 3, 4. I'm gonna do it one more time real quick. Just go up 1, behind you, underneath, come back underneath, the next one up. From this point, it can be easiest to turn it upside down, at least for me, so I can keep a visual. We are doing this somewhat in reverse. So you will wrap it come on. Really? Pretty much up and over the second, underneath, and then pull it back out above. And you'll do that again, just going down a wire. Now you will go all the way to right above the second wire, which we can also fold that up, effectively dropping it out.
It's not work, so who's this?
And then, like the other side, we're going to wrap it around 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do it again. Neat. Focus. Yeah. So why I don't shoot tutorials very quickly is because I have to keep pausing and refocusing. So over or between out and coming right up in a circle. Come on. It does not like my fingers right now.
See why you don't do this by me.
Okay, from here, this is the part where we form it. And also get a gauge of where we're at. Thank you, camera. Now, you can wait a couple, depending on, like this one was really small. But it looks like I'm gonna need a couple more. However, because of the way that this is going to come together, this is a good point to take these very bottom wires that we had dropped out of the sequence and what we're going to do is make them the center. So about exactly where we are right now. We're gonna fold that. At an angle, and then fold it right back up. It's gonna look a little bit like that. So to make it a better base, I folded them in a little more so they're not quite at 90s. And I'm gonna tell you, trying to do this with my screen as my visual field is absolutely terrible. And this is why I have no idea most of the time if I'm focused in or not. That's going to work though. Like so. Okay, so for ease of working, I widen it out a little bit. And I kind of fan out my wires slightly. Now I'm going to start this by wrapping around both of these and coming up and going back over. And I'm going to step it up just like I would on this side. And this is where I'm still upside down from how I started it. For time's sake, I'm going to speed up this weaving process because, well, there is a rewind button. And if you're learning using tutorials, I know this from personal experience, get to know that rewind button. It is your friend. You are going to get very, very, very close to the rewind function. You're going to know it. Possibly better than you know yourself. Okay, so checking this one, looks like we have one of these left, and then it's going to turn into the bale. And so I'm going to do that by, once I drop this out, I'm going to keep the coil part of this, which is where it just wraps around a single wire several times, on the same wire it's been on the whole time. It'll keep it looking somewhat neater. Another thing with these, the polisher, it's your second best friend. Okay, so right now I had the wire break out. Of course, give me a second here. I literally have to like recenter on the back of my freaking hand. But what I've done is I come into the inside where we have this little thing, and I tie it back in, and then we simply have it come out. And this isn't always going to happen. Like, this just decided it was going to happen to me, and I figured I would show the process of how to roll with that. And wire is tied back in. So now I'm going to catch this on the little lip that I made. I might have to do some adjustments. And we're going to adjust this to get a nice fit and see how it fits. I noticed I need an extra iteration of the pattern on each side, and so I'm going to do that. I am freaking horrible about this. Just start going, don't stop. So anyway, got this in here. This has been made, so you just shape it around it. Drop 2, and you don't got to do this for every method, but for this one, drop 2 down on each side. That'll give you 3 on each side up above. Use your detail wires to cross over, connect to one of these. Try to do so as tightly as possible. It doesn't always like to freaking work with you, but you just gotta get it to do so. And then you come down here I'm making a cross pattern, and this is just for now. Like, it's gonna get more sturdy back there. Shit, doing it all off camera. Sorry about that. But I've crossed those over up top, the detail wire, kind of putting some tension holding that together as much as I can. It might try to screw with you a wee bit. Then just get these bits of detail wire out of your way. You don't have a need for them anymore. So we're just going to wrap them down here to a solid place where you can now tie them off. To do through a camera lens takes away a lot of depth perception and makes things really blurry. And usually coiling around one of these like 5 times, that's a good tie out. 4 or 5 does the job. Also, always try to go in a pattern, so see if I can't get this on camera. You notice how it ties out coming underneath the frame wire and closer to the rock, between the frame wire and the rock, not on the wearer side. That makes it so if you cut it off down there, it's more likely to not become separated and not become pokey. That is a major problem in wire wrapping. In itself. Speaking of which, now I'm just gonna cut these out.